Have you ever woken up after what seemed like a full night of sleep, only to feel like your brain never really came back online? You walk into the kitchen and forget why you went there. You struggle to remember simple words. You need 2 cups of coffee just to feel somewhat normal. And even then, your mind still feels cloudy. Many adults over 50 assume this is simply part of aging. They tell themselves, I guess this is what getting older feels like. But what if that's not the whole story? What if that morning brain fog, that slow thinking, that feeling of not being fully awake, has less to do with age and more to do with something hidden? Because the truth is, millions of adults over 50 wake up every day feeling mentally exhausted without understanding why. And often, the cause isn't obvious. Today, we're going to explore the hidden reasons behind morning brain fog and why feeling foggy every morning may not be something you should simply accept as normal aging. Your brain may not be recovering at night. Many people believe sleep and recovery are the same thing, but they're not. You can't spend 8 hours in bed and still wake up mentally drained. Why? Because your brain does most of its repair work during deep sleep. During these stages, your brain clears waste products, restores important connections, and prepares itself for the next day. But after 50, several things can interfere with this process. Frequent awakenings, stress, hormonal changes, medication side effects, sleep apnea. Even mild disruptions can prevent your brain from reaching enough restorative sleep. And the result? You wake up feeling as though your brain never finished charging overnight. Not because you're lazy, not because you're losing your mind, but because your brain didn't get the recovery it needed. Stress doesn't always disappear when you sleep. Many adults over 50 carry invisible stress, financial concerns, health worries, family responsibilities, loneliness, retirement uncertainty. Even if you don't feel anxious during the day, your body may still be operating in stress mode, and stress affects the brain in powerful ways. When stress hormones remain elevated, your nervous system stays alert. Instead of entering deep restorative sleep, your body stays partially on guard, which means your brain never fully relaxes. The next morning, you wake up feeling mentally heavy, not refreshed, not sharp, just foggy. And sometimes people say, I don't know why I'm tired. Nothing is wrong. But chronic stress doesn't always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it quietly steals your clarity one morning at a time. Most people don't associate brain fog with water, but your brain does. As we age, the body's thirst signals become weaker. You may not feel thirsty, even when you're mildly dehydrated. And surprisingly, even small levels of dehydration can affect memory, attention, concentration, mental energy. That's why many people wake up feeling sluggish before they've even started their day. After several hours without fluids during sleep, the brain simply isn't functioning at its best. Coffee might temporarily mask the problem, but it doesn't replace what your body truly needs. Sometimes something as simple as drinking enough water consistently throughout the day can make a noticeable difference in mental clarity. It's not magic, it's biology. Blood sugar swings can create morning fog. Another hidden reason many adults over 50 experience brain fog is unstable blood sugar. The brain depends on a steady supply of energy, but large fluctuations can make thinking feel difficult. For example, eating heavy sugary snacks late at night, skipping breakfast, insulin resistance, prediabetes, type 2 diabetes. These issues can affect how efficiently your brain receives energy. And when the brain struggles to access fuel, symptoms often appear as mental sluggishness, poor focus, forgetfulness, a feeling off. Sometimes people describe it perfectly. It's like my brain hasn't woken up yet. If this sounds familiar, blood sugar health may deserve closer attention, because brain fog is sometimes one of the earliest signs that the body's energy systems are under stress. Your brain may be lacking essential nutrients, The brain requires nutrients to function properly, and after 50, deficiencies become more common. Vitamin B12, vitamin D, magnesium, iron, omega-3 fatty acids. These nutrients support memory, concentration, and nerve function. Unfortunately, absorption changes with age. Some medications can interfere with nutrient levels, and certain dietary habits may leave the brain running on empty. The problem: deficiencies often develop slowly. You don't wake up one day suddenly noticing them. Instead, you gradually feel less sharp, less focused, more forgetful, more mentally tired. And because the changes happen slowly, many people assume it's just age. But sometimes the brain is simply asking for support. Poor sleep breathing may be starving your brain of oxygen. One hidden issue many adults never suspect is sleep apnea. Sleep apnea causes breathing interruptions during sleep, sometimes dozens of times every hour, and many people don't even know they have it. Symptoms may include loud snoring, morning headaches, dry mouth, excessive daytime fatigue, brain fog, memory problems. You may technically sleep for 8 hours, but your brain experiences repeated disruptions, which means oxygen levels drop, sleep quality suffers, and the next morning mental clarity disappears. This isn't rare. Sleep apnea becomes increasingly common after age 50, and untreated sleep apnea affect not only brain function, but also heart health and overall well-being. Inflammation can quietly affect the brain. Inflammation isn't always painful. Sometimes it's silent. Poor diet, lack of movement, chronic stress, excess body weight, medical conditions. These factors can contribute to low-grade inflammation throughout the body, including the brain. Researchers increasingly believe inflammation may influence memory, focus, mental energy, mood, and cognitive performance. Many people describe the sensation the same way. My head feels cloudy. I just don't feel like myself. I'm slower than I used to be. Inflammation doesn't necessarily mean something severe is happening, but it reminds us that the brain and body are deeply connected. What affects one affects the other. Less movement means less energy for the brain. After retirement or later in life, many people naturally become less active without realizing it. Long hours sitting, watching television, scrolling on the phone, less walking, less physical activity. But movement does something remarkable. It improves blood flow to the brain. It supports oxygen delivery. It stimulates chemicals that help maintain healthy brain cells. But even moderate daily activity can improve mental sharpness. You don't need intense exercise. You don't need to become a marathon runner. Simple things matter: walking, gardening, stretching, light strength training. Movement is medicine for the aging brain. And sometimes a brain that feels foggy is simply a brain that needs more circulation. Stimulation. Not everything is normal aging. Perhaps the most important thing to understand is this: normal aging exists, but persistent brain fog every morning should never be automatically dismissed, because sometimes brain fog can signal sleep problem, nutritional deficiencies, medication effects, blood sugar issues, stress overload, depression, anxiety, sleep apnea, or other medical conditions that deserve attention. Too many people suffer silently because they believe, "I'm over 50. This must be normal." But age alone doesn't explain everything, and seeking answers isn't overreacting. It's taking care of your future. Because the earlier you address the underlying causes, the better your chances of maintaining mental clarity and independence for years to come. Small daily habits can make a big difference. You don't have to change your entire life overnight. Sometimes improvement starts with simple steps. Prioritize quality sleep. Stay hydrated. Move your body every day. Manage stress. Eat balanced meals. Limit late-night sugar. Discuss medications with your doctor. Check vitamin levels if needed. Talk to a healthcare professional if symptoms persist. Small changes may seem insignificant, but over time, they add up, and your brain notices. Remember, your brain has supported you for decades. It has carried your memories, your experiences, your relationships, your wisdom. It does have scare, and feeling foggy every morning is not something you have to simply accept without question. If you've been waking up feeling mentally cloudy, if you've wondered whether your memory changes are just part of aging, please know this. Feeling foggy every morning doesn't automatically mean something serious, but it also doesn't mean you should ignore it, because many hidden causes of brain fog are manageable, and understanding what's happening is the first step toward feeling like yourself again. Growing older doesn't mean giving up clarity. It means learning how to protect it. And sometimes, the difference between feeling lost and feeling sharp again begins with asking one simple question. What if this isn't just aging? Because your brain may be trying to tell you something, and it's worth listening.
Before we conclude, a quick reminder. The information shared in this video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have heard on this channel. Your health is your most valuable asset. Treat it with the professional care it deserves.